Okay, guys, it is 9:39 on night 2 of NTI, so it is Tuesday, and I'm going to talk to you about day 3. So we're going to go over the day 3 packet. I've got it right here. It's a small packet, so tomorrow the workload should be pretty quick, pretty simple. You should be familiar with everything by now and feeling like you can move through this pretty quickly tomorrow. But I'm still going to go through it. I'm still going to show you some examples. We're still going to talk about it. But first, I want to talk about some of the things that I put in my email tonight. So I had a Zoom meeting with Mr. Kirk and Dr. McDaniel, who also just had a meeting with central office. And so the message is trickling down that we were supposed to establish a two-way communication, which I thought I did because I had everybody's email address and I've been emailing pretty consistently. And I thought if they need me, they can email me back. 2 ways, we're good. But actually, I'm supposed to be hearing from each one of you each day back to me, telling me what your student is doing or has done that day. And it can be something as simple as Sally did reading and math today. We got through most of the social studies. We didn't get all the writing done. Whatever. Just whatever you're doing each day, because I am now having to go into Infinite Campus online and enter in whether your child was present or not at school. So it's for attendance purposes. And after so many attendance absences, if I don't get an email from you, I have to go in or some form of communication. I have to go in and mark your child absent, and then after so many, it automatically starts generating truancy issues, and we don't want to go down that road. So I've already gotten 2 or 3 emails tonight from families who have said Monday Sally did this, Tuesday Sally did that, and then I went in and marked them present for both days. I can see about 5 of you have taken the flashback online, so that tells me that you were doing work those days, so I can go ahead and mark those 5 students absent. But again, that's only 7 students out of 21, so I'm still very far behind in hearing from everybody. I'm going to go ahead and call everybody tomorrow, so just know that as of tomorrow, you should be hearing from me via phone to try and get a hold of you to set up our conferences, because we're going to do conferences Thursday and Friday over Q3, and the report cards went home. And then we're also going to set up this conversation about I need to hear from you every single day to know one way or the other what you got done, so I can mark your child present or absent. So there's heads up on that. All right, so let's get into day 3. It's going to be really quick. So day 3 is starting 11.2 in math. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday we're 11.1. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be 11.2. Okay, so day 1, 11.2 is going to just literally go on and watch the visual learning video online, or review carefully this visual that's on your page. Now, this is exactly the same thing you're going to see online in the video. The video is just animated and acts it all out, and there's somebody explaining this to you. This is the same visuals, it's the same examples. What I want you to notice the most about this page, the most important part about this visual, is up here in this corner, this box. Because today we're starting converting customary units of capacity. So gallons and quarts and pints and cups, okay? So just like inches and feet and yards, it's the same thing, but now we're talking about liquid volume, okay? So a gallon, how many quarts are in a gallon, how many pints are in a quart, how many cups are in a pint, how many ounces are in a cup, okay? Same concept. We're gonna be dividing and multiplying to move through the units, but you're now using just different units of measure. So when you're looking at this, you're seeing that 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So for every 1 gallon, you're going to put 4 quarts inside of it. For every 1 quart is 2 pints. For 1 pint is 2 cups. 1 cup is 8 ounces. So that's how you're going to be moving through the units. And it literally says Sally is making punch. She needs 3 3/4 cups of orange juice and 5 pints of lemonade. How many fluid ounces of orange juice and how many quarts of lemonade does she need? So if she has 3 3/4 cups of orange juice, there's 8 ounces in every cup, right? So 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, so we know there's 24 plus the 3/4 of a cup. So let me show you that. And I sometimes find, and you can too, okay, that if you draw a picture, so excuse my drawing, my students know that I'm a terrible artist, but if you draw a picture of what they're asking you to do, it sometimes helps with solving. So for each cup, we said there were 8 ounces, right? So this is the 8 times 3 I just said, right, which is 24 ounces. But we have this 3/4 of an ounce over, or 3/4 of a cup, which is over here. So we need to find out how many ounces. Okay, so if we said that there are 8 ounces, and we were going to think of this cup as being divided into 4 sections, right? 3/4 of them are used. Each section then is 2 ounces, right? 2 ounces for this section, 2 ounces for this section, 2 ounces for this section, 2 ounces for this section. 2, 4, 6, 8, right? 8 ounces is in a cup. But we are only using 3/4 of this cup. So 2 ounces, 2 ounces, and 2 ounces, okay? So I don't know if you can see that. 2 ounces, 2 ounces, 2 ounces, and another 2 ounces would be 1 whole cup, 8 ounces, but we only need 3 of the 4, 3/4 of the 4th cup. So 2, 4, 6 ounces. So we already have 24 ounces from these 3, and now we have an additional 6 ounces, right? 6 ounces from this 3/4. So it'd be 24 plus 6, 24 plus 6, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, with your 1 up there, is 30 ounces of OJ. So the first part of that question is how many ounces are in orange juice, but then it says 5 pints of lemonade and how many quarts are in 5 pints. So the second part of this question says how many quarts are in 5 pints. I think I said that wrong. How many quarts? No, that's right. How many quarts are in 5 pints? So if we have our pints, and again, I'm a terrible drawer. There's our 5 pints. So we started out with 5 pints of lemonade. And they want to know how many quarts. Well, if you look up here at your reference box right here, this is for you to use. It literally says 1 quart equals 2 pints, okay? So for every 2 pints, it's 1 quart. And again, 2 pints is 1 quart. And then we have 1 pint left. Well, if 2 pints is 1 quart, 1 pint would be a half a quart, okay? So we have 2.5 quarts. That's how we're doing that. Sometimes it helps to draw a picture, okay? So when you look at this page, literally, oops, that's what they've worked out for you right here. So what I just modeled, they worked out for you right there. So that's all set up for you. Now, once you watch the video and you look through this page, you're just gonna do the guided practice. And again, it's the same math. So question 1 says, why would you change 4 gallons, 5 quarts to 5 gallons and 1 quart? Because if you go back to your reference page, right, there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So if you have 4 gallons and 5 quarts, 5 quarts is a whole nother gallon plus an extra one left over. Again, referencing your conversions right up here. So if you look at number 3, I'm just going to go through a couple of these really quickly. If you have 32 cups, they're asking you how many gallons, okay? Again, referencing our conversions, there are 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, and 4 quarts in a gallon, right? So you're gonna work your way up to a gallon through this. So if there are 2 cups in a pint, so you're gonna divide this by 2, okay? You're gonna divide that by 2. 2 goes into 12, right? So that's going to tell you 16 pints is how much you have now. But there are 2 pints for every quart. So you're going to take the 16 and you're going to divide by 2. How many times does 2 go into 16? 8. So now we're up to 8 quarts. Okay, 8 quarts. Now, how many quarts are in a gallon? Going back to your reference page. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. So you're going to take your 8 quarts and you're going to divide it by 4. And that's going to tell you that you have 2 gallons. And it's because you have worked your way through these conversions, and you have to do it step by step. So students, when I tell you that you can't just go through and guess on these, you have to use either this piece of paper or a separate piece of paper and show your work to work through these steps. That's what you're going to have to do. Okay, so that's how you do number 3, and number 4 is the same thing. Half a quart going to a gallon. So how much of a gallon is a half a quart? You're working your way through that. The key is, if you can't remember or need a reference, even I need a reference. Sometimes I can't always remember all of the conversions. You go through here and you look at your conversions. It's right here for you. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. So you're going to do, after you watch the video, review this, you're going to do your guided practice page, front and back. That's it for math. If you struggle on the back, circle the ones you don't know, ask your parents, they can come back and help you. Or if there's a question with a parent, they can email me and I'll try and help. So I'm available tomorrow, but don't stress. Do the best you can, move on, okay? As far as, and then you need to do your Redbird or your multiplication practice. I don't care which one, log into Redbird or get your multiplication cards out, but one way or the other, be doing those. Next is your reading. So your reading is really simple today. Reread the Moxie story again, or have it read to you online, either one. And then you need to do this graphic organizer. And the graphic organizer is really simple. All you're doing is you are telling the event, which is the dinner scene. Okay, so go back to the story, read about the dinner scene, and you're telling how each character is affected by that event. So the sister, the 2 sisters, the mom, the dad, how is each character affected by that event? And you're writing that in these bubbles, okay? And you're writing in complete sentences because we're in 5th grade. Make sure that if you're using details from the story, you're not just generalizing, go back into the story. The story says that mom was affected at the dinner table by this event, dad, and exactly what the story says. So don't generalize, just go back in the story and reference it, okay? So reading is this plus Lexia, reading plus, or reading on your own, whichever one you want. And then social studies is again going back to review the causes of the Civil War. You can go online, or you can reread the passage that was given to you in NTI Packet 1. And what you're looking for tonight is tomorrow, because it's still Tuesday. On Wednesday, you're going to read sections 3 and 4. Online, sections 3 and 4. That's however you want to reread that. And then you need to do your social studies flashback. You can do it paper pencil, or you can do it online. I'm seeing some of you, Salvador and some of my other ones, I see you online. I see you doing the work online. So I can go through and mark you guys present because I see you submitting it online. Those that are not submitting online, that's perfectly fine. That's why we sent home the paper packet. I need an email or something from you to let me know that you're coming to school, which is in your house, which is really cool, and that you're getting some work done. So again, let me know if you have any questions. Call me. The time has changed. Tomorrow I have something in the morning that I have to do. So tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 is our Zoom time. So if you have questions at 2:30, log into Zoom. I'll be on there and I'll be looking for you. And I hope to see everybody's shining face tomorrow. Have a good night. See you on day 3.